Hey everybody! I forgot to turn my microphone on at the start. What is up? So I guess we got a contest going on this weekend. I guess I have to make a map for you all. Um, so I'm going to be making a 2CP attack defend map. We've got about 15-20 minutes left until we have to get going. So I'm going to run over what I'm going to be doing. So you've all seen this probably, the train thing. But here is my design doc. It is going to be called CP Overgrown. It is going to be a jungle-themed 2CP attack defend map. Very jungle themed, very heavily overgrown. I'm gonna do my best to make it look really crazy. But I'll go over the design doc real quick. It's gonna be a 2CP attack defend map, like Gorge, in the jungle/Borneo theme. Emphasis is gonna be put on interesting height variation in the first spawn courtyard, leading into a wooden/metal panel structure dividing the first capture area from the first area. This point will be in front of a jungle temple sort of thing. I'm not really sure if I can pull off the temple aspect, but we're gonna try. And it's gonna be somewhat of a concrete stone structure. The second point will be deep into the temple, where there are going to be signs of excavation. Final point opens up into a big giant pit with active lifts moving up and down next to it, which I'll explain here in a little bit. The detailing is going to be heavy jungle overgrown theme, emphasis on a lot of elevation changes and displacements. And the goal of this weekend is to create... Oh, I didn't finish that line. Is basically to create a fun and interesting map that fits the theme that I'm really stoked to try. I've never tried the jungle theme before, so I want to do it. The two major gimmicks that I have not revealed to anybody yet. Oh God.
Carrot.
I'm O'Hires, I'm trying to explain things. You gotta interrupt me with the symbols. Time for drink.
Good luck with the mapping less than 3.
Thank you, Ibohars, for the donation. Anyway, the two gimmicks that I'm going to be working on are the final capture point is going to be over a massive pit with 2 lifts behind it. When the attackers come out of their primary spawn, they're going to be pushing towards where the lifts are behind. So if the attackers are standing on the point and the defenders are coming out of their spawn room, the attackers can get pushed onto the lifts. Now, one lift is going up and one lift is going down. If they land on the down lift, they have to jump onto the uplift and get put back on, or they have to jump off if they get on the uplift before it gets to the top and dumps them off, possibly into the pit itself. It's going to be a complex gimmick, but I think it'll be really fun. It's going to kind of create some interesting gameplay. If they get too low on the one, it's going to kill them or it's going to dump them off. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work yet. We have to test things. I've got the entities set up for it already, which I should... Where the hell is my map? Ah! Which I've got these 2 lifts and these points here, and these are all the lifts, which look like they're the spawn doors. I'll hop in a game and check it out. I promise it's not as bad as it sounds. The second gimmick is that I'm going to have a train going from the first courtyard into the first point courtyard into the second point area in kind of like a flank area. It's basically going to provide a really fast route into the last area, but at the risk of you're not going to know what's on the other side. There could be a sentry gun just sitting there, ready to spam it, or there could be a heavy spun up, anything like that, or you can get hit by the train and get killed by it. You have to jump on the train and jump back off of it without getting killed, but the reward for that is you're deep in enemy territory when you get there, but you can't backtrack, obviously. So the major design goals of this are to make a unique 2CP AD map. I don't want to copy Gorge. I don't want to copy Stony Ridge, which is another 2CP map that I worked on. I want to utilize the traveling lifts gimmick and make it fun and bug-free. This is going to be hard because there's a lot of things that could go wrong with it. The train travel gimmick, I want to make that fun and bug-free, which there's, again, a lot of things that could go wrong with it. I want to get this. This is the big challenge. Last time I did one of these contests, I did a 3-stage payload race map. And it was so much map to make, and I barely got a detail. I barely got it all just basically textured by the end of it. And this map, I want to get as close to RC1 as possible by the end of the weekend. So the goal is to detail the hell out of this. That's why I'm doing a smaller size map. 2CP is pretty small. I think I can do it. I'm pretty confident. As long as I don't screw things up at the beginning. That's the main goal. And I have to keep optimization in mind too, because I am trying to go fully detailed, and if I don't keep it optimized while I work on it, you guys are going to be screwed. Because it's going to lag like hell. Minor design goal, which I really only have one, I have that pluralized, but I want to make the Borneo lighting not suck, because I don't like the Borneo lighting. It's really flat, it's really boring. I'm starting with the Borneo lighting, but I'm probably going to tweak it, and I'm also going to put on map lights that are going to kind of emphasize areas. But I don't know. We'll see about that one. I'm not the best at lighting. Yeah, bug free in the jungle. So my day goals is this first half a day. This is like it's starting in about 12 minutes from now. I'm going to just try to block it out and get it to a playable state and test it as soon as possible. I don't know where we're going to be testing it. We might be on TF2 maps. I might be able to get it on my home server. If anybody else has a server that they're willing to lend me for the weekend and they're willing to handle the adminning of that, I would appreciate it. That would be cool. That happened last time, and that made things a lot easier for me. But I got backup if we don't have that. And I want to get the gimmicks working as early as possible. And this is where the big changes to the layout are going to happen. I'm just going to throw it down really quick as possible, get the general ideas down, and we're going to test it. And if things are screwed up, I'm just going to slap the hell out of it and start over with certain areas of it if I have to. Scaling is very, very, very important when I'm first blocking things out. For the next day and a half, or day 1.5, I'm going to do a lot more iteration and testing, figure out which parts of the map are locked in and done, and then I'm going to start texturing and detailing them. I'm going to start with dev textures. After that, we are going to full detailing. There's not going to be much transition. Day 2.5, details, lighting, optimization, exploit checking. Going to be a lot of clipping checks, that kind of thing. I'm usually pretty good with that sort of stuff. And then day 3, the last half of the day, is going to be finalizing it. Light map optimization if I have time, which saves you guys on file size. I am using a lot of custom props, so file size is going to be an issue. And I also have to make sure I'm packing everything correctly every single time. Otherwise, it would really suck. And then compile, pack, last minute check, and submit. And that is going to be Monday. So we're starting this now. Friday, it is 2:50 p.m. Eastern time, my time. And we're going to be finishing 72 hours from now, roughly. And I'm going to be in a lot less of a capable mood by then. And then I have some rough scaling guidelines. I looked at Gorge, I looked at Stony Ridge. And I kind of just gauged how big their courtyard areas are. And I'm going to go off of that. I'm going to kind of roughly use those. Oh, I'm not used to talking so much. I don't talk this much unless I'm recording. I am screwed for this weekend. I know, right? Crystal Jade Strike. That would have been really nice if the Borneo asset's been added in. I was like, yeah, I've been planning on doing the jungle theme for a long time for the 72-hour contest. It's something I've been wanting to work with and try out. And I was really excited to see that Borneo got put in because I was like, yeah, I don't have to worry about any of that packing, but I do. And then I can take you over here. Here's some of the custom content that I've been looking at. Obviously the Borneo trees and leaves, and there's a huge variation of different sized trees and leaf patterns and vines and foliage. There's all these plants and foliage. I kind of set up like a little prop library for me to look at. Grass. This is actually a Half-Life 2 vine thing. I'm not going to use it too excessively because honestly it's not that pretty. But it'll be good for in the background somewhere far away. And then these were made, Dr. Spud made a bunch of ivy textures for a map called Vineyard. So I'm hoping that'll work out. And then this is also from Borneo. It's just a little overlay texture that I can throw down. And then there's these. They're banyan trees, I think it's pronounced, created by E. Arkham. He had a map he was working on. I forget what the map was called now. But there's a whole bunch of trees for this. I might try to incorporate those. He also worked on some ruins materials. Definitely going to do a 3D skybox when I get there. It'll probably be near the end of the weekend. And then I have all these ruined blocks. And this is going to kind of be the textures I use for the temple area, probably. I wasn't sure yet. And then I have these big cards here for detail areas to make it look a lot more lush. And when you're up close to them, they look flat and lame. But if you're way down here, you can't really notice the difference between the rest of the trees, especially if I use different layers and all that. Yes, those are Antiquity. That's the map where those come from. I tried to find some other materials to use for the weekend, but I didn't want to go too crazy. And then I have all my entities set up here. I have my train system. The train will start over here, travel down. These gates will open. This will be like the first courtyard area, which you can hop into. The train, there's going to be a flatbed portion. I still have to build the rest of the train, but there'll be a flatbed portion somewhere back here that you can ride on. And then you'll go through. It'll be the next set of doors, and this will dump you off somewhere inside the base. Now playing is when I have music going, which I don't have any music going right now. I'm sorry. And then my lift system, which I'll show you guys in a minute here. We got about 5 minutes. I gotta hurry up. I also have my Gorge entity system set up. Gorge style attack defend 2CP. So I have my first spawn room. I have the setup gates all ready to go. I have my spawn room visualizers. And then I have my forward spawn for blue team here. And then back here will be red team, which I'll set up all the gates and stuff like that. Cactus Canyon was my influence on the riding of the train. I was like, Cactus Canyon does it. It was a really cool thing, but it doesn't really change much. You get from one side of the map to the other, but it's like the midpoint of the map, and you're just traversing it sideways rather than getting deeper into the enemy territory. Capture times and all that, I'm still going to have to set up and work on. And then I can show you this lift system. So I'm going to do a compile here really quick. I hopefully got things working so I can compile without just breaking the world or breaking the stream. Nice. So it's also going to be raining too. That was the other thing. I'm kind of combining the sawmill aesthetics with jungle, which I think will be a really cool concept of rainforest, you know, like it's raining. So it'll be very wet. There'll probably be some puddles, things like that. This is the lift system, which it takes a little bit to get started, but I think it's going to be really cool. I still have to rearrange things. I think all the lifts aren't facing the right way, and it still needs detailing. But the lifts themselves actually work, and that's what I've been losing my mind doing for a while now. Whoops. He cheats one, hurt me. There we go. So you guys can see here at the bottom, the lifts are like separating from each other. It's a really, really cool system. I'm super proud of it. There's 12 lifts, I think, right now. But I'll tweak that as necessary. I don't know how high this needs to be. And then once they get to the top, they'll dump you off. They'll go into a hidden area where you can't see. Then they'll teleport over into another hidden area, come back out, and that will be the down lift. Which I stayed up until like 2 a.m. last night when I wanted to, here's a train. I wanted to go to sleep really early, and instead I spent a bunch of time working on this instead. So you can see, like, say you get pushed off the point, like the control point will be about here. Let's say you get pushed off the point and you get dropped down here and you're getting towards the death pit, you go, oh crap, and you jump back up. Then you can ride it back up, and you're back on the point. And you can keep fighting. And I think that'll be a really fun gimmick, because it's going to be exciting, it's going to be interesting, it's going to be like a challenge on the map itself. You can see there's a gap right here. I'll adjust that so that it's pretty continuous, I think. But yeah, I'm really excited for this, because this is the coolest little thing that I've been really excited for. Like, I've done my what's it called, the Crash's Strange Moods. This is one of those. I worked on this for a while, and you can jump off of them. They're a little stuttery, which is unfortunate, but whoops. You can kind of see if you're looking at it, they stutter a little bit, but that's about the same with any lift. I bet I'm running out of time here. We got 2 minutes until this starts, so I should get back in a hammer. Wait, first we gotta get killed by a train. Okay. So yeah, we'll hop back out. Okay, let's start a new VMF file. Blank VMF. Oh, look at you. It's beautiful. I haven't seen one of these in a while. It's exciting. This is the really exciting point in mapping where you just stare at the blank VMF and you know you got all these ideas and these plans. Oh my god, this is going to be crazy. This weekend. Got 1 minute left. I think I'm going to start with the first spawn. If you guys have any questions, the time has started. 72-hour contest. If you guys have any questions, go check the contest FAQ down at the bottom here. And I'm going to start laying out some brushwork.